What's going on, everybody? This is Nice Pants Lance. I'm here at Maddies Motorsports, and today I am bringing you a first ride on a 2014 Triumph Street Triple 675. This video is brought to you by Maddies Motorsports East, located in Farmington, New York. Go visit their website at maddieseast.com for the largest selection of Indians, Triumphs, KTMs, side-by-sides, and more. They're located on the corner of Route 96 and Mertentia Road in Farmington, New York. All right, this is a 2014 Triumph Street Triple 675. This has got a 675cc triple in it. We know Triumph is very famous for their triple engines. It shares the motor with the Triumph Daytona 675, but it's in a more upright seating position, and it doesn't have any fairings on it. The Street Triple has been a very popular bike since its release, and they've gone on to make a 765 Street Triple, and of course they have a larger 1050 and 1200 speed triples now. But anyways, on to the details of this bike. This 675cc triple puts out about 106 horsepower at just under 12,000 RPM, and it makes about 50 foot-pounds of torque, or pound-feet, at about just under 10,000 RPM. They do make an R and an RS model with upgraded features, but so far this is just a base model street triple of the time. It's got an adjustable shock in the rear. It's got dual disc brakes in the front. They're Nissans, just like my old Rocket 3 that I used to have. I believe this model does have ABS. I think it is switchable ABS. Funny enough, I think that's a Brembo rear brake. I'll have to check up on that later. This bike only weighs like 400 pounds wet. Some of you that follow the channel know I have a Triumph Speed Twin, and that would make this Street Triple even lighter than my Speed Twin, which I thought was already light enough already at like 440 pounds, around there. So this bike is going to be really sporty. It's going to be really rev happy, and I cannot wait to take this bike out. Triumph just does a fantastic job with their well-sorted roadsters. So on that note, why don't I fire it up and get you a little exhaust clip. Oh man, I am so excited to ride this bike. I've always appreciated Triumph's triples, and this Street Triple is actually very similar to my Speed Twin over there. It's, you know, kind of upright, kind of light, you know, better handling sort of bike. Time to swing a leg over this thing. It seems pretty identical to my Speed Twin as far as seat height goes. The shifter peg is actually like kind of pointed downwards a little more, kind of help get that toe down for more aggressive handling. Honestly, the handlebars feel about as high up as my Speed Twin as well. This, you know, they might be a little more narrow, but oh, I just realized this has only got one side mirror. No big deal. All right, ooh, that's cool. When I turn it on, Gives a little blue light up here. So we got just a basic LCD display is what it looks like. You got the time, a gear indicator, looks like a little temp meter. You got trip 1, trip 2, you even got a lap timer. Get out of here. So you got a lap timer. This does appear to be cable throttle, so no riding modes. Yeah, looks like that's just about it. I'm not really going to fiddle around too much with this, so without further ado, let's get this girl going. Ooh. Alrighty. Nice click down into first. A very light, gentle touch to that shifter, just like my Speed Twin. Okay, so far when you have your feet up on the pegs, it feels a little bit higher up than my Speed Twin, which indicates its more sporty nature. This is a true naked sport bike. Oh my goodness, the sound. And I'm only at 5,000 RPM. This thing doesn't even like hit peak till like a little under 12, and I'm at 5. Just sitting in third gear. Nice. Extremely light. Alright, forgive me if I get lost, but this is my first time on this route. Okay. What a beautiful engine noise. Okay. Alright. Anyways, so extremely flickable, extremely light. Wow, you know, I will say I expected this to be just like some sort of Japanese 4-cylinder bike, and I kind of expected it to just climb, but the mid-range punch on this bike is actually quite drastic. I imagine you could short shift around with this bike and have plenty of power. So yeah, suspension wise, really feels good when you lay it down into a sweeping bend. It likes to hold that line. It's just set up very sporty handling wise. Front brakes are great. The suspension feels really good. Actually, when you mash on the brakes, you don't get too much dive. You don't get as much dive as my Speed Twin. Because that bike, that has a lot of dive. That bike has cartridge forks, so I will say this is more well-behaved. This is well-behaved compared to my Speed Twin. Wow, okay, she gets going. But luckily you have those dual disc brakes to bring her right back down into safe speeds. I will say it's definitely very long gears. Pretty composed going over those railroad tracks. The ergonomics of this bike are fairly comfortable, and you can really stand up on this bike and feel pretty comfortable while you do it. The seat is very comfortable as well. It's fairly wide. It's definitely not a plank. There's not a ton of padding, so it's not plush, but it grips just enough of your butt cheeks where it feels pretty comfortable.
Dang, dude, this might be one of the nicest sounding bikes I have test ridden so far. Goodness gracious, though. Oh man. Oh yeah, this is a very confidence-inspiring power band and handling ability. When I rip on the throttle from a standstill, it's not a very like intense, unsettling blast of power. This is very smooth, controllable, tactful power. My Speed Twin has a ton of torque, so you know, in a similar shaped motorcycle, a bike like that is it sometimes wants to pick up the front wheel with pretty heavy acceleration, mainly from all that torque. This bike doesn't have that torque, so you can very confidently blast away from a stop without having to like not loop the bike or focus on keeping the front end down. You can really give this thing handfuls of throttle. It's not going to surprise you like that, but yet it does have very, very meaty mid-range and a nice predictable power band that gives you plenty of power. Dude, this thing does like over 60 miles an hour in first gear. If I remember correctly, they actually took either the final drive or, I guess to put it plainly, part of this transmission is kind of shared from the Daytona. So this has very long gears, and boy, that's a long first gear. You just rip on it in first and it'll take you well past 60 miles an hour. Very nice. Very, very nice. Man, I kind of want to buy this thing. This is beautiful. It's a very nice riding bike. It's actually way more comfortable than I thought. I have wrist problems, so the Speed Twin is about as drastic as I can get for having weight on my hands. I don't like a lot of weight on my wrists. This is right on par with my Speed Twin. So I could actually see someone putting some side bags and traveling. Yeah, even in 6th gear, you know, I'm doing like 55, 60 miles an hour in 6th gear, and it's at 5,000 RPM. I'm sure you get better gas mileage than my Speed Twin, so you're probably looking at like 50 miles to the gallon, something like that, probably even more than that. I can see why this is a very popular choice for the daily rider as opposed to the track rider. You have all the power you need, all the passing power, all the stopping power, but yet, you know, this thing can be thrown around on a track without losing that everyday rideability. So, yeah, what a great bike. I love it. It almost feels like an extension of my body, and I've only had it for less than an hour now. Very impressed with this bike. It's definitely not as pretty looking as my Speed Twin, but it's definitely very sporty, a little more cutting edge, and it's just kind of like a better handling bike, you know. God, it sounds good. Man, that sounds beautiful.
I had a great time on this bike, and if you liked what you saw here, you can actually get this bike Everybody's out today. So anyways, if you like this bike, you can come to Maddies Motorsports and get this for $65.99. Just come in here, tell them that Nice Pants Lance sent you, and you can ride off on this beautiful sounding sporty Triumph. So with that being said, if you liked what you saw, please give this video a like. If you want to see more just like this, please subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Until next time, peace.